that the U.S. military brought here for Balakatan last year. We'll be using it, training on it again this year. And it's a system that we think is useful for our troops to have the capability to use. It's so important to understand that our exercises, and we have 500 plus different types of exercises or engagements military to military, and they're not all big. Some of these are smaller conferences and tabletop exercises and such. But you exercising together is so important for being able to actually work together in a crisis, whether it's on humanitarian or disaster relief, or heaven forbid in some type of conflict. But you can't just say, okay, you get that, I get this. We'll go. I mean, these systems are complex. All types of systems. So these remote operated vehicles of varying types, et cetera. So it's really important that we have the ability to train together on these complex systems. The fact that we've heard a number of calls on the part of the Philippine government to have the system remain here or to purchase one, that's something that is certainly under discussion. The Philippines is our oldest treaty ally in this region. We are working together hand in hand, day in, day out, on what we can do together to defend our mutual interests. Or visualizing your archipelagic nation and what needs to be done. I think when we look at World War II, which we're celebrating this year, commemorating 80 years since the liberation of Manila and the end of World War II in the Pacific, that was a ground invasion, old school ground invasion. But what we are working with the Philippine authorities to do now is to push out, in accordance with your government's comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, to push out that defense so that it's not about a ground invasion, it's about preventing that. It's about, defending your interests in your territorial seas, certainly, but also in your exclusive economic zone. And so something like the Typhoon system, the mid-range capability, provides the capability to help defend Philippine interests. But we are working with the Philippines to ensure that Philippine interests are upheld, that international law is upheld. And if there, I suspect that what you say is accurate, that the purpose of positioning these ships is to flex their muscle, maybe even do so ahead of our U.S. inauguration, but we're not going to cave to that. You know, we're going to continue to work with our friends and partners, especially here in the Philippines. We're going to continue to amplify the Philippines message. We're going to continue to uphold international law. And the U.S. military will continue to fly, sail, and operate anywhere that international law allows. And we will push back on any attempts to circumvent international law through bullying practices or what your military has called ICAD. I guess it's I always forget it's illegal, coercive, aggressive, and deceptive. So these ICAD, or what have some people call gray zone tactics, we will not let them prevail. We'll continue to expose them. Now, specifically what has been done in the last week, I can't address that, but in general, I agree with you that the intent has been to flex muscle and to bully, and we will continue to push back on that in support of the Philippines.